Morning folks, it's now Bank Holiday Monday and in true UK tradition it's lousy. It's cold, it's dark, it's not actually raining yet thank goodness, but well, what can you expect. Not done a lot over the last couple of days since I last showed you on Friday morning because it's been raining basically, and yesterday I was going to come down and do some work, open the shed door, what popped out at me but a big mouse. A huge one, you know, not talking a little tiny one, I'm talking probably a couple of inches long in the body. The ones our cats bring in are tiny, must be like voles, but this is a proper field mouse. So I spent the rest of yesterday emptying out my shed, taking every last thing out of it, shaking it, checking for it. No chance, not there. One hole at the back which it might have got in through, so I've covered that over with wire so it can't get back in if it's outside, and put everything back in. Now one thing that did come about that, I've got loads of space in there now. But I have also got far too much cardboard. I originally got cardboard because I put them at the bottom of my beds. As most of you know, the bottom of these beds, and most of the beds to be honest, is a layer of cardboard, which is put there simply as a temporary barrier while my plants get established and while the weeds die off trying to come through. And the only place I've got now to put a new bed is down by the side of the decking where the old polytunnel was. Not going to do that for a while, so I don't need any cardboard. So we've got some new people on site. I'm going to offer the cardboard to them if they want it, to cover over, to give them a hand. Anyway, quick spin round to show you what's going on. Now this is my square foot gardening bed. Lots of radish coming up as you can see there, and also in amongst the grass down here we have got some carrots. Now these are raw chantenay carrots, which should hopefully come up quite nicely. Not sure what's on this one, hang on, it's more radish, but they are struggling to come through, not sure why. Summer blend, still. More radish. More carrots, I think this is carrots. Yeah, Autumn King 5, so they're coming through fine. Now they're the star at the moment, more radish. I need to weed this bed, there's bits of all sorts coming up. Lettuce over that side, lettuce on this side, chard, garlic, onions, and I've actually got some beetroot coming through as well, which is surviving. All this has survived the snow, which is amazing. Nothing coming through of the potatoes that were planted a while back, but let me just show you in here. Under here, which I'm not going to shift because I can't be bothered, as you can see we've got some potatoes coming through. These were my first earlies, so I have got some first earlies at least coming up. Other things have been going on today. This final bottom corner has now been planted up with onions. These are the onions which were outside overwintering, hardening off. And unfortunately, the beans I had there got caught in the snow. Every last one of them has died. Well, maybe not every last one. I might have saved a couple of them. I'll show you them in a moment inside, but still. One tray of onions is gone. I've only got 1.5 tray of onions left to plant out. Woohoo! This lettuce is hardening off, and this is going to go out today. I'm going to plant this on top of where the potatoes are. The idea being that before the potatoes get too big, this lot will be coming through and be harvested, etc. So I'm hoping that works. The garlic I'll be showing you inside, which is shot up, I've now planted out there in my son's bed because I've got plenty of garlic and he likes garlic, so I'll put it there. And I've also solved the mystery of why one lot of garlic went through the roof and the other has hardly started. I'll just show you what. Now, if you remember before, the garlic I've just shown you was planted in seed trays next to this tray, which hasn't grown at all. Now this garlic is Allium sativum. The other one was a different variety which I hadn't realised because I looked at one of the tags and the tag I looked at was there at the end and the rest of them were a different variety of garlic, so that explains why it wasn't growing. So Aaron, mystery solved. Okay, I've been doing a lot more potting up today. Some more cucurbits gone in there, loads of different sorts of things. I've got some sunflowers in there, some tomatoes, all sorts of things like that at the top. most of my brassicas seem to be struggling. I'm guessing it's because they're in these little modules. So what I'm doing is I'm trying an experiment by planting the same seeds in bigger pots. There's obviously quite a few in there, and I'm going to thin them down into 2 or 3 per pot. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I've been given some plants by another gardener, and they've got things like kale, etc. And there's 3 in a pot there, there's 2 in a pot here of some chards and kale, and they're doing great. And he's got the same greenhouse as me. In fact, it was the guy I got this actual greenhouse from. He's now got a bigger one, twice the size of this, but he's got it at home. Obviously can't have that down here. But loads of good tomatoes, all this sort of stuff. He's done really well with his. Whereas mine is lousy, nowhere near as good. I'm guessing that some of these have been started inside and they got a bit leggy. But that's what happens. Anyway, we started taking some of the leeks because they're all doing rather well. Getting a little bit tatty on the edges now, but none of them are actually bolting, which is great. No seed heads at all, and they taste really nice, to be fair. Really, really nice. What else? What else? What else? Parsnips are coming through rather nicely, as you can see, and behind them is some celery. We did have 8 celery in there. There's only 6 survived, but 6 survived. You know, what more can I say? And again, they've been through the snow and everything. Oh yeah. Grandson Jack's bed. We were trying to get this planted up yesterday, but we just simply couldn't do it because we just didn't have the weather, as it started to rain before we got finished. So if his mum's watching this, tell Jack that his strawberries are in. 16 strawberries, planted very close together, I know, but the intention is not to let them get to be too big plants, and they should be great for him because they'll be able to pick loads and loads of strawberries without it taking over all his bed. He's only got this much space to go. He's going to have some onions, and then the spare strawberries I've got on the side. There's probably about 3 dozen of them there. Jack's nursery is looking at growing things this year, so I've offered them the strawberries. I'm waiting to hear back if they want them. If they do, great, they can have them. As I said before, we've also got some new people coming on site, and if they decide that they want to have some of these, fine, they can have them as well. Pond getting rather full of weed at the moment, and crisp packets and whatever. I need to fish all that out later on today. But I've only got a couple of hours down here because I've got to go out later on. We're going to have a look at a place that breeds chickens, so hopefully we'll be fine. The blackcurrant bushes in my fruit hedge at the back here are starting to come well. You can see these, but we've got some blackcurrants coming, which is looking really good. Loads and loads on there, loads on there, and the smaller branches down there are looking really good as well, all the way down that way. So I'm hopeful that this lot is going to come up and give us a lovely, lovely hedge. I can let it grow a little bit because I've got a big gap between the two here, and as you go down there's more and more gaps, but I'm hoping to train these to make a fan shape hedge going along all the way down to at least to the shed. Back of the shed I've got some comfrey, but apart from that, speak to you all later.